Hello everybody, Jonathan Fox here, and welcome to a new episode of our show, Did You Know? In today's program, I want to discuss a trend that's having major implications in our national housing market, ultimately boil that down to what that means to our local housing market, and I promise if you watch for the next few minutes, we're going to explore a trend that will change your mind about what's going on in our national housing economy and ultimately what that may mean to you. Let's check this one out. The very first number that we're going to explore is the number 70, and it's probably the most important figure that we're going to discuss today. What this simply means is that 70% of all homes that were sold or put under contract in July of 2017 were considered new construction. That's nationally. That's just not locally, that's nationally. So that tells me that almost 3/4 of home buyers in the month of July, which was a very busy month for real estate, sought out and placed contracts on new construction properties. Wow. Here's another thing that is striking, if you didn't know. It's the 35 to 40%, right? Can you read my chicken scratch? Well, I'll tell you, simply put, that is the premium, on average, that new construction ends up costing home buyers. So 70% of the buyers sought out new construction. Well, they're going to pay an average of 35 to 40% more for that same home than an existing sale in the neighborhood. So new construction is not the economic choice, so to speak, but it is one that the buyers are willing to make. So what does that ultimately tell us, right? New construction used to drive our housing market pre-2007 crash. It was a metric that economists looked at and just took, as a result, gauged how healthy the housing market is. So after 2007, home building came to a screeching halt. Basically, builders were practically forced out of business. In many cases, were forced out of business because they couldn't sustain no one buying their homes anymore. Places went under foreclosure, entire communities collapsed. But we see now in this new economy, in the new housing market, that home ownership is driving straight back towards new construction. Homes are being built at a rapid pace, and new construction is incredibly popular, despite the fact that it comes with a premium. So that is the first thing that's very interesting. So who's buying this new construction? I have another two numbers that I want to put up here. 18 to 34. That is what the age bracket are considered millennials, right? Millennials, you can give them a tough time, but listen, they are the future of our economy, right? And the ages between 18 and 34 actually represented 23, almost 1/4, 23% of total new construction sales. So out of that 70%, nearly 1/4 of them were millennial buyers, right? What I find very interesting is this. Millennial buyers, right, own about 11% of our national real estate. That may seem high to you, meaning 18 to 34-year-olds own a total of 11% of all owner-occupied homes in the United States. But by contrast, the baby boomer generation, which was just one generation ago, was nearly double that amount. So it tells us two things. One, we're losing home buyers. Home buyers in the 18 to 34 bracket are not able to afford new housing, and that's a well-documented trend. Housing is so expensive that we're not capturing the amount of home buyers, but of the home buyers, of the 11%, many of them are splurging for this new construction, meaning of those millennial buyers that can buy, that are fortunate enough, earn enough, can save enough to make a purchase, they're going after this new construction despite the premium. So I'm going to tie this all back in to what this means to our local housing market, or what this may mean to you. Ultimately, if you have an older property and are thinking about resale, what is hot right now is new construction. But you're not going to rebuild your house, so renovate that house, make it a new space, right? Millennials, this marketplace that represents 11% of our total market, but is representing 1/4 of the new construction purchases. Obviously, they're disproportionately going after new spaces that constitute less maintenance, less money spent, less time. So if you have an older property, fix that place up and then sell it. Don't just let someone come in and ding you on it. You may even get a premium, even though it may not be 35 to 40% like new construction gets. Maybe you get a 15 or 20, 25% premium by renovating your property. So ultimately, having a newer space is very appealing to our largest growing homeownership demographic. So let's tie this all together. Number one, 70% of homes that were under contract in July are new construction. That trend is up. New construction is in, folks. It is getting bigger, not smaller. It is going up, not down. Pay attention to this over the coming years. Fact number two, these millennial 18 to 34-year-olds that only represent right now 11% of the market are disproportionately going towards new construction, renovated spaces, places that don't need repair and fixing up. So if you're an average homeowner, get on that renovation. If you're thinking about resale, that will pay you back. Also, if you're a home buyer, just know there's a premium of 35 to 40% new construction, but this may tell us a lot about our future economy, what the new age buyer will actually be going for in this new era of housing. So folks, if you like this, smash that like button, smash that share button. Let's get the word out, and ultimately I'll continue to bring you these facts and statistics as they relate to the marketplace. And until then, check back in with us soon.